This, I am going to show you how to start really making this into something very cool. So check this out. We are going to start by taking this layer, and when I mean this layer, I'm referring to the layer that has the pie wedge. So remember, I've made the layer 2, which is the entire photogram, I made that invisible. And I'm just going to leave my guides up here so I can see them. So I'm going to take layer 3, and I'm going to, look at that, copy it. Oh, there it is. And if you take it, you can move it over. So see, pretty cool. Now, if you hold down, and this is important, hold down the shift key on your keyboard, and if you make sure that you're using the move tool, make sure show transform controls is on, hold down the shift key, and you're going to rotate this. It'll give you a perfect set of angles. So what happens is I want to rotate this at 45 degrees, and what the shift does is it rotates it in exactly 15-degree increments. So it's not going to be like 46, it'll be exactly 45, so it'll fit exactly in place. And if I pop that in there, it fits exactly in place. Now I do want to rotate this a little bit more. I want to flip it. So watch this. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. And now I need to rotate it again, so I'm hold down the shift key and just rotate it until it's now at negative 45, and look what just happened. See how I get a mirror image? So the image itself was asymmetrical, but when I put it together, I get this. Pretty cool. So now watch this. I'm going to take this copy that I just made, make a copy of it again, move it over. There it is. And I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal again, and move it over here. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? All right, let's see. This gets kind of repetitive. Watch this. Grab it. There we go. Move it over. Edit. Transform. What do I do? Yep, flip horizontal. You got it. And then hold down the shift key. That's important. And then rotate it. And 90 degrees looks like that's our pony because it's multiples of 45. And I line it up and apply, and that looks good. It looks like I need to nudge it in a little bit, so I'm just going to click it, and you see I'm using the arrow tools on my keyboard, but I can nudge this in to make this fit so I don't have gaps here, so I can move things around. It looks like I have to move this one in too, so I'm just going to click back on that layer and do the same thing. So in other words, you don't want to see like a big white line in between these, so if you have to nudge these in a little bit and clean that up, do so. And if I want to see what this looks like without the guides, it's easy. I can just click on all this and get rid of all those, and I can see what that's going to look like. So if I need to do any adjustments, see, look at that. I can hide any problems I have. Come back up here. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and clean this up. Don't just like, put it in place. Make sure it looks good. And if those guides are in the way, if they're still showing and you don't want to see them anymore, go to View, Show, Guides, and see they're gone just temporarily. You can bring them back. So that's good because I want to see it without those darn guides. So I can see what this looks like because it just looks so much better. So I have to do a little bit of cleanup there, but you get the idea. And then watch this. Last step, I'm going to grab these 4 pie wedges. Wait for it. So how did I do that? How did I grab them all? Well, I click on the first one, hold down the shift key, grab the last one. It grabs all of the pie wedges. So I'm just grabbing these pie wedges. I'm going to make a copy of them. So look at that. Now I've got 8 pie wedges. And notice how the ones that I grabbed are still highlighted. Make sure those are the ones I highlighted. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring, oh, look at that. And obviously I need to flip this and rotate this. So to do that, hold down the shift key, and it'll grab all those and rotate them at the same time. Oh, look at that. So easy. And I move this in place, and then I'm going to nudge it up with my arrow tool just to make sure it looks good. And when I'm ready, I'll apply and see what that looks like. And I might need to do a little bit of cleanup still now that I have that. Like maybe I'm going to move this up and see what that looks like. And I have to, yeah, that looks better. So pretty neat. So there's mandala. Just to get started. You can see I ended up with a lot of different layers, but a great start.